I'm Kelly Robinson, filling in for Matt Carter, who's off playing some gigs with his band Dope Soda. This is Gold and Shadow, and we're going to hear a little bit more from them later in the show. But also on the show, we have It's the Year of the Snake. And Tara Keeping's going to find out a little bit about that. She's braver than I am because I've already seen live snakes over there. I don't know if you can hear my heart beating through here already. Also on the show, Frank Moore is here to talk about the Gabriola Co-op Radio. There's a Canucks and Clippers alumni game coming up. Michael Olson's here to talk with Andrew Roberts more about that. And Merv Unger talks with Russ Burke about some news at Nanaimo's airport. Seedy Sunday is coming up. If you don't know what that is, you want to stay tuned because, especially if you're a gardener, it's that time of year. Anna Bosa, she's going to talk to us a little bit about something relaxing. It's Reiki. We'll find out more about that. And also a young political enthusiast, Cassidy Peterson, is also here. All that coming up today on the show.
Dodd's Furniture's The Show is brought to you by Dodd's Furniture and Mattress. Now open in Nanaimo.
Hi, with me we have Josh McKibben. He is the owner and a snake handler of the Mid-Isle Fish and Reptile. Thank you for being here, Josh.
Thank you.
It is the year of the snake, so we wanted to have some snakes, and I am deadly afraid of snakes, so this is good because I'm going to face my fears and I'm actually going to touch the ball python. So this is a ball python, so tell us a little bit more about the breed.
So these come from Western Africa, in the savannas and the rainforests there. This is about as big as they grow, 3 to 4 feet in total size.
Okay.
Which makes them popular to keep in captivity because they only do grow to a modest size, yet they've still got all the characteristics of a true python.
And this is the most popular snake that people would buy?
One of the very most popular.
One of the most, okay. And you mentioned something because I wanted to know if you can tell if it was a male or a female, and you showed me how you could do that.
Right. There is a giveaway on the tail. A couple of hemipenes.
Yes.
It'll be visible to indicate that it is a boy.
Okay.
And this one is in fact 7 years old.
Okay. And how can you tell by the age of the snake?
We actually purchased him from a breeder who had him for the duration of the 7 years.
Oh, really? So is that how you purchase your snakes? Is from a breeder?
Usually, if possible, yes.
Okay. And do you think because it's the year of the snake, do you think that a lot of people will be purchasing more snakes this year than any other year?
I hope so. I mean, in Chinese wisdom, they say it's a very good omen to find a snake in your home.
Well, it does, because they say the characteristics of the snake is like they're very analytical. They love to surround themselves with wealth and nice things, and very intelligent and very graceful. That's what the characteristics of snakes are. So there you are. What does this little guy eat? His name is Cinnamon, or they nickname him at the Fish and Reptile.
Store, yeah. Strictly frozen mice.
Just frozen mice, that's it. And where do you purchase the frozen mice?
We stock them in all sizes,
okay.
Mice and rats.
Okay, so then people would have to buy their food from you folks as well.
They just come to us.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Is there a big market of people buying snakes?
Interestingly, there's been more than we thought in this town.
Oh,
a lot
really?
of people don't know that they're snake owners until they come in and hold one for the first time, and it's...
And they can't tell, like he can't tell that I'm a little bit afraid, because I know when dogs are like that. So, but snakes, they can't really tell if you're afraid or anything of them, or? No,
the other thing that makes these ball pythons as popular as they are is their calm demeanor.
Okay.
Very friendly, very interactive snakes.
Okay.
Totally harmless.
Okay, so how many breeds do you have that you sell?
In the store?
Yes.
Just about 30 at the moment.
Oh, goodness. So if I was to go down there, we would see 30 different types of snakes?
Yes.
Okay, because we're going to be talking about this little guy next.
Right.
Okay. Now I am going to, you know what, I don't think I can. But okay, I do. Okay, maybe you can just put it on me, because I think I should do this. But they do. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, he's quite heavy. You can feel him. Okay. And they do have teeth too, so they can bite.
They do have teeth.
But they don't bite, right?
This one will not bite you.
Okay, I'm done. Okay, that's good. Wow, I'm so glad I did that. That was a good, year of the snake, you gotta do that, so that's good. Now, is there anything else that you can tell us about this that you could, entice people that are non-snake people like myself that may wanna purchase one?
It's really something you've got to do and come in.
Okay.
I think, unfortunately, there is a stigma that snakes are cold and slimy and just want to bite you, but they can actually be very friendly, very interactive, and they're actually quite convenient to keep as well. Anyone can do it.
Well, because they are very easy. Like you said, you would just put them in kind of like a encasing like this, I guess, if you were to purchase one and have it at home?
Yep. Little bit more sophisticated at home. You'll have a substrate and a place for them to hide and everything, but very simple, very straightforward.
Because they're not very cuddly. Well, you can't really cuddle them and stuff. They're not like little kittens and stuff, so I can see why people may not want to, have one as a snake, because they're just not as cuddly. Okay. We're going to come back and talk to Josh, and we're going to talk about the other breed here, and we're going to go to Joan right now.
Thanks, Tara. That's great. I don't think I've ever seen Tara look quite that nervous on camera. It was kind of cute. But we're going from snakes, and then we're coming back over to Frank Moore, who a lot of people know from Western Edge Theatre. And he's wearing a different hat today. He's talking to us about Gabriola Co-op Radio. And the call letters, I'm looking at them, are CKGI. And I don't know why that's so difficult, because, you know, CKDA, but GI is for Gabriola Island. Yeah. And so tell me a little bit about the inception of the radio station. A lot of people might not know that there's actually a radio station on Gabriola.
Right. This radio station, which isn't really broadcasting yet, but it will be later this year, it's been about 10 years in the making. It's the brainchild of Ken Zakretsky, who some people will know actually started CHLY, right, Nanaimo's campus radio station, way back in the day. And so this is his second go-round at it. But he's been laboring to get this going for about 10 years. And it was a year and a half ago that the CRTC awarded CKGI the 98.7 spot.
Which is quite coveted, because that's the last spot on the dial.
Right, this is an extremely busy radio world along the Salish Sea. Right. And that was basically the last open spot. Mm-hmm. Very valuable to secure, and will allow the station to broadcast not only to Gabriola, but much of Nanaimo and down into the other islands through the Salish Sea. Right, okay, so, and I guess actually over to the Sunshine Coast and that area right, too. Yeah. It's quite an amazing broadcast area, really. So yeah, and it will serve Nanaimo too. Mm-hmm. Right, of course it will. Yeah, yeah. And so you've, how long have you been on board with this society? It's a society. It's a nonprofit society, right, as I think most community radio stations are. I've been sort of helping with the conception of it for a number of years. I've gone to CRTC hearings to speak on behalf of it, and as an artist in the community, you know, been a proponent of it as a venue for artists or a vehicle for artists. So I've been helping in that way. But the station received a grant from the Canadian Radio Fund recently to do a training program around spoken word. So I've been hired, because of my theater background and my journalism background, to supervise that program. So we'll be doing some training workshops and also creating some pilot programs for the station that will be heard later this year. And so you're actually, your title is Director of Spoken Word. Yes. So that's quite something to live up to. But anyway. That's a great title, something to live up to. So tell me a little bit about that and how you came into that position. You're saying a little bit about your background, but so a lot of people know you from VIU and what's happening up there. Right, so I teach in the creative writing and journalism program, and I teach script writing and journalism, both. And I've worked in journalism for 30 years, and I've worked in theater for 30 years. So, but the other thing I enjoy about this is I've not worked much in radio. I've been on radio a fair bit doing interviews and stuff, but not actually sort of behind the dial, so to speak. So I'll learn something while I'm helping other people train as well. Right, so yeah, so you can take a lot of your own experience, and then you're going to be learning some new skills, I guess, as the person behind the microphone. And yeah, I've reached an age where it's fun to find something new to learn. Well, you know, you've really made a contribution in a lot of other areas. You've been doing so many different things in the community, so people know your face, and it's a whole different thing to be behind the scenes, as it were, in a certain way. Now they know you, and they probably know your voice as well, I'm sure. So tell me a little bit more about the grant and what kinds of things that you're actually going to be looking for in terms of the community participation. Right, so the Canadian Radio Fund is actually contributed to by private broadcasters, radio broadcasters from right across the country. Some part of their contribution is mandated by their license terms, and in some cases they're making voluntary donations as well. And that money is used, you know, to support training and sort of expansion of community and college radio stations right across the country. I think CHLY has received one at this time as well. They actually are, yeah, it's too long for me to even say. Yeah. It's a great long. Yeah, but it's fantastic. I mean, it's a really nice nexus of the commercial and the community radio broadcasters. And so that's where the money comes from. And my idea was to train people by actually, eventually, once we get good, creating some pilot programs for CKGI. Because it's been 10 years in the making, it's sort of time for proof of concept. Right. So we'll be churning out at least 15 hours of programming by the end of this 8-month period.
Okay, so you're calling for submissions, basically, proposals?
Yeah, actually, for the first time, this is the debut of our call for programming proposals.
Okay.
We will be looking, you know, in the first instance for proposals from people on Gabriola, because we are meant to be Gabriola's radio station, but not strictly. And so we welcome people to come forward with both spoken word and maybe proposals for music programs as well.
Great. Well, so I'm just going to say that people can actually go on to the website.
Yep.
And so the information's at the bottom of the page. Should be on the bottom of the screen right now. And so you can get in touch with Frank and find out more. And then we're going to go back over to Tara and Howie. So Snakes and Ladders, I'm calling it. He's on a ladder. They're looking at snakes. So there you go.
Thanks, Joan. Yes, it does feel like Snakes and Ladders here as we celebrate the Year of the Snake. Again, we have with me Josh from Mid-Island Fish and Reptile. We now have the snake, or the what do you call the corn snake, right?
That's right.
Yes. Okay, so tell us the differences between the corn snake, because this is another friendly snake, right?
Right. So these actually come from North America.
Okay. Oh, North America. Okay, so just in our backyard here.
Right.
Okay. I don't really see these in our backyard, so where in North America?
No, more so in the USA.
Okay, like Arizona.
Right.
Okay, because they like warmth.
A little bit warmer than here, yes.
Oh, maybe in Kamloops. Would they have some of these kind of guys in Kamloops, or no?
Maybe a little further south still.
Okay, okay, further south. Okay, and what's his diet? Does he eat frozen mice as well?
Same thing, mice.
Same things.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
Now you're saying that, because I asked you just on the break there, that is there a demographic? In my mind, I would think mostly men would buy, young guys would buy the snakes.
Interestingly, not the case. There's no particular demographic. We sell as many to women as men, and as many to, you know, teenagers as adults. So
that's interesting. No demographic of snake owners here.
Right.
Okay. Now tell us a little bit more about how we can care if we were to buy the corn snake. What's the caregiving involved here?
Actually, care is pretty minimal compared to a lot of the more common household pets like cats and dogs. These snakes can go 7-10 days before feedings, and as long as months out, if that was the case necessarily. So.
And you were saying the friendly snake. So the python is a friendly snake, and so is the corn snake. And what's another friendly snake, as you say?
Rat snakes, milk snakes, and a lot of the boas from South America are very friendly as well.
Oh, you would never think that. I'm going to actually, I'll just let you put this.
Like to try it again?
Okay, yes. Because you said that you have this at your store, that you have where you do. Okay, I'm done. Okay, I can feel him. I'm done. I'm sorry. I just felt his you say that you do fear testing at the store there, right? That you would have, you said kindergarten and younger kids that would come in, and you would do this so they wouldn't feel so fearful of the snake? People
will come in with a fear, and sometimes putting a snake in their hands is all it takes and changes their opinion entirely.
I do like the feel. The feel is nice.
Right, not wet, not slimy or cold.
No, it's not. It's not slimy. It's not anything. It's just like, I just think that because it does have teeth, that it can bite. Anyways, thank you so much for coming here and speaking about snakes and celebrating the Year of the Snake here. There's the water snake, we have the wood snake and the earth snake here. So I'm so glad you're here speaking about the snakes. And yes, if you want to check out more about snakes and reptiles, just go to Mid-Island Fish and Reptile, and you're on, is it off of Bone Road?
Off of Northfield Road on Wilgers.
Yes, that's right, Northfield Road. Thanks, Josh, and we're going to head back on with Andrew and the entertainment.
Thanks so much, Tara. Too bad Shaw's own slimy reptile, Matt Carter, isn't here to this week, but you know, him and your new friends would have had a lot to talk about. But yeah, I'm here to talk with Nanaimo Clippers alumni, Michael Olson. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So you're going to be in the big game with the Vancouver Canucks alumni versus the Nanaimo Clippers alumni.
Yeah, it's going to be a unique experience, a good thing for the fans to come down to Frank Crane Arena, get their foot in the door, expose them to some Canuck alumni, some old, I'm sure, fan favorites with regards to the Canucks and the Clippers, and it'll be a unique experience for me. I'm not all that old, but to be playing an alumni game and playing against some potential Canuck greats is going to be a cool experience.
How long did you play for the Clippers?
I played with the Clippers for 3 years. I played from 2002 to 2005, and was fortunate enough to play on some good teams, win a championship here, and I'm glad to be back here coaching.
Excellent, excellent. And so we don't know who the Canucks alumni are just yet. They haven't announced it, but are there any players that you would love to play against from the Canucks?
Well, obviously, the Trevor Lindens of the world, Cliff Ronings, Kirk McLean, those are the big names from their run in '94. So You know, I'm sure those guys come with a little bit of a price tag as well to do appearances and whatnot. But you know, if they're as humble as they are, and I've you know heard great things about those gentlemen, and I'm sure they'd want to be a part of something like this.
For sure, for sure. What's so the Clippers have got a lot going on right now. Can you tell me a little bit?
Definitely, we got obviously this alumni game coming up, and then we have, you know, playoffs. We're hitting our playoff run here. We got 7 games left in our regular season. Looking for, you know, home ice in the first round, battling with Alberni a little bit for the 2nd and 3rd position, and then we got the WCC Western Canada Cup first inaugural. We're the winner of Manitoba, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and BC. Hopefully, the team that we beat in the final get to come to Nanaimo for 2 spots and the right to go to the Royal Bank Cup.
Excellent. So that's going to be the Western Canada Cup is going to be April 26th to May 5th.
Yes.
Awesome, and that's Frank Crane Arena in Nanaimo at Bevan Park. You've also got a concert coming up.
Yeah, we do. We're kicking off that tournament with Chad Brownlee. He's actually a draft pick of the not of the Clippers, but of the Canucks. Yeah. He's a BCHL alumni. He played with the Vernon Vipers, so it's got a lot of good flavor for our league, for junior A hockey across Canada, to have a guy that's, you know, played in the league, played collegiately in Mankato, and eventually found his path in music, and he's up for a Juno Award. So it's pretty cool to have a special, you know, person like that that's been through the rigors and the scheme of things as all the players are playing for the Clippers and the teams that are going to be coming here. So it's pretty cool to have that type of talent. Yeah, and tickets are on sale now? Tickets are on sale now. You can come down to our office, you know, for playoff tickets, for alumni tickets, for WCC tickets, for Chad Brownlee tickets. They're all on sale, and I believe our season tickets are ready to go as well. So come on down and get some tickets. Right on, right on. And so I guess you can find out more information at NanaimoClippers.com. The Western Canada Cup is April 26th to May 5th, but the Vancouver Canucks alumni versus the Nanaimo Clippers alumni is Saturday, March 9th, 4 p.m. at Frank Crane Arena at Bevan Park. Yeah, thanks for being here, Michael. Thank you for having me. And now we go on to a band that got together by answering an ad where the musicians, they didn't have to have much talent, they just had to have really cool beards. So we're going to go over to Golden Shadow.
This lofty perch you have achieved is nothing more than hurt, compounded, built upon, and leveled off. That solemn glare, the judgment I won't face, I'm in the clear. My motives have all been examined here. Right, the open-ended minds on solid ground, who have already got you sorted out. It's what you needed all along, what you needed all along. Oh, Valiana, so I'll suggest a few close friends I think would help you best, and any book I'll find to make you laugh. Rhyme, to those you always knew would stand their ground, who have supported you through finding out who I am when I was to stick around, and how to change me for the best. She'll burn what she won't read. Their mantras mean nothing. She'll burn what she won't read.
Well, if that doesn't get your toes a-tapping, I don't know what will, but maybe our next guest, Russ Burke, is the chairman of the Nanaimo Airport Commission, and they had some really good news recently for Nanaimo. Russ, tell us all about it.
We sure did, Merv. We're delighted to share the news that WestJet are going to start flying into Nanaimo with their new Encore service, giving us direct service to Calgary on a 78-passenger quiet version of their Dash aircraft. So that's huge news for Nanaimo, not only a new route, but a new carrier.
And that's on a daily flight basis.
Daily flights, yeah. Yes.
And you mentioned the quiet plane, jets versus turbojets.
Exactly right, yeah. Probably this version will be quieter than the current versions that are coming into Nanaimo Airport, so our neighbors will be really relieved to know that there'll probably be a little less noise than perhaps some other aircraft that could be servicing our airport.
And that starts?
June 24th.
June 24th, yeah. And then every day, is it 7 days a week?
7 days a week, yeah.
Okay. And that allows to make a lot of connections in other parts of, well, I guess North America that WestJet connects to.
Absolutely. In addition to the great service that we get from Air Canada now with 7 or 8 flights a day into their hub into Vancouver, this will give a direct service into WestJet's hub in Calgary, and from there they service all of North America. So we've got 2 great connections now through Nanaimo Airport.
This is good news locally now. A lot of people have been waiting for it for a number of years, but this is just a small part of the bigger picture that started, quite some time ago at the airport. It didn't just happen overnight.
Absolutely, Merv, good point. We've been at this about 10 years. We had trees growing into our flight path and lost actually 1,000 feet of our runway because of that. So we got together with the staff, and they put a lot of work into talking to neighbors and getting the trees out of the flight path. Had to buy some properties. Other folks allowed us to cut their trees. And continuing on that, then we added 1,500 feet to our runway. And most importantly, I think installation of the instrument landing system, yes, which has vastly improved our reliability at the airport.
That gets you into pretty well all weather now, especially, I guess it's this time of year when we've had in past years the fog problems, and the planes can now get in with a lot more fog than they used to in the past.
That's exactly right. Not only can they be closer to the runway when they come in, but they are going to be lower, and that brought them below the standard cloud level of about 350 feet. Mm-hmm. So our reliability has vastly improved to about 99.9% now.
And when we talk about improvements too, the terminal itself has undergone major changes that used to be just a little small town hut almost to what there is now. It's a major air terminal.
That's right. We were really fortunate to be a part of the Build Canada process when the federal government was looking to have shovel-ready projects to get the economy moving again. So we rebuilt the terminal, added a number of spaces, some new baggage carousels. So it's a much more pleasant experience and got us ready for some of the bigger aircraft that will be coming in future, and handle that traffic much more smoothly. It's a seamless process. You get through our security system, of course, you're through every security system in the world, and it's a real joy to use that airport now.
And the future looks pretty bright too, with the possibility of further connections to other areas?
It sure does. You know, with WestJet, we're hoping to get some more service, perhaps to Edmonton and beyond. We're talking to folks down in Bellingham and Seattle. Love to get into the U.S. Pacific Northwest to get those connections. And of course, sun flights. If we can arrange those sometime in the future, we'd be delighted to host that as well.
Yeah, so it looks very bright up ahead in what's going to happen. And congratulations to you and your commission members for a job very well done.
Thank you.
And I think now we go back to Kelly.
Thanks, Merv. Actually, that is really exciting news for my family after my sister Holly up and moved to Alberta on us. So it gives us a little bit more options of how we're going to go out and visit her and my niece that we miss so much. As you can see, Anna is getting all comfy and cozy and relaxing, getting ready for her Reiki treatment. That's still to come on the show, as well as Cassidy Peterson is here, a young political enthusiast, a leader amongst her peers. We're going to find out more about that, as well as Andrew Roberts is going to get the scoop on the band behind all this wonderful music you're listening to. But before any of that, Tara Keeping is here with something a little less intimidating. It's Seedy Saturday. So we're going to find out more about that. And we'll see if, no, mics aren't ready. Tara's not ready for us. That's what live TV is all about. That means you just got to keep going and filling time. I definitely have to give Tara a lot of credit because I tell you, those snakes made my heart pound. And I saw that snake going right towards her neck when she had to say, enough is enough. And you wouldn't even have got me that close. Anyways, I think they're ready now. It's time to throw things over to Tara.
Thanks, Kelly. Yes, it was a quick little transition here when Merv was saying his about the new, which is really exciting, WestJet coming to Nanaimo. So here with me, we're going to talk about seeds. We have, I'm just going to use my cheat sheet because now I had you down as organizers, but we have Craig Evans, who is the director of the Nanaimo Food Share Society, as well as Jen Cody, who is the Growing Opportunities of Central Vancouver Island Seed Savers Network. And together you guys have the Seedy Sunday. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us here.
Yeah, so I think this is important because we hear about GMOs, we hear about Monsanto, we hear about all the poison that's in our food, and here we have local grown food. So tell us, because I do live in Victoria, so not everyone knows about the Seedy Sundays. Tell us just what is Seedy Sunday, exactly what it is.
A little bit of background. This is just over 10 years now. Nanaimo Food Share and Nanaimo Community Gardens have partnered to provide space and an opportunity for local seed growers and producers to exchange seed, and for people who are interested in learning about gardening. There'll be speakers at this event. It's just a place to celebrate the diversity of seed, and of course there's no food security unless we have some sort of seed production.
So this is through the Nanaimo Food Share that the Seedy Sunday came through?
Yeah, in cooperation with the Nanaimo Community Gardens.
Okay, and where's the location of it?
And so this year the event's going to be held in Bowen Park.
Okay.
And it's from 10 till I think 2 p.m. And it's $3 to get in. Okay. And it's open to all members of the public, and there'll be like events there for kids as well.
Okay, and Jen, so if the public wants to get involved, how do we get involved in becoming part of the Seedy Sunday?
They can participate in a number of different ways. So you can come just with the intention of purchasing seeds, which helps to, which means that you'll be buying seeds that are locally grown, that are adapted to the environment that you're growing your seeds in. You can participate by going to one of the workshops and learning more about seeds. You'll have an opportunity to learn about the 0 Mile diet and find out where the resources around Nanaimo are going to be in order for you to access different foods that's grown locally and find out more about growing your own food. And also you can find out more about bees. And so without bees pollinate the plants that then produce the seeds, and so all of those combined can help people to really encourage more local food production, whether it's in your backyard garden or if you're purchasing local food from local farmers. So supporting local food in a number of different ways, including upskilling your own understanding of what the issues are related to seeds.
Yes.
And then participating in whatever way kind
so
of works
very
for yourself.
Educational as well then.
You bet.
So when did this first start? How long have you guys been doing this for now?
Over 10 years now.
Oh gosh, okay.
Yeah,
so
Seedy Sunday events, and it's tied into, well, traditionally all growers would exchange seeds.
Okay.
You know? And then as seeds are grown in their local ecosystems, they become better adapted for that local ecosystem. And so like there's lots of, Nanaimo has a rich cultural heritage of seed saving and seed diversity. And so for over 10 years now, this event's been taking place here in Nanaimo, just bringing the seed growers and the farmers together and the members of the general public to celebrate.
And it's always every Sunday. It doesn't matter what, it's not seasonal, so it's all...
It's always the first Sunday in March.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And so it's just that one-day event.
Oh,
and there'll be food provided by Nanaimo Food Share, food for purchase. So if people want, lunch or coffee or treats.
But people can become involved all year through.
Okay.
So Nanaimo Community Gardens They run gardens for the public and also do educational workshops for the public all throughout the year.
Okay.
So if they'd like to get a hold of Nanaimo Community Gardens and learn more about gardening and garden together as a group and contact and be in contact with mentors and people who can help you learn more about gardening and include your family in those types of activities, then Nanaimo Community Gardens is a good place to go.
Okay.
And Food Share also has activities related to food and learning more about local agriculture.
So it's a year-round it's year-round, but they just have the event for that one day, which is the first Sunday in March.
That's correct.
Now, do you want to plug in, so if people want to get involved and they want to know more about this, where to find you folks?
You bet. And so they can go to the Nanaimo Food Share website, and there's information there. And we're at 271 Pine Street is the Food Share house, or they can also check out the Nanaimo Community Gardens website.
Okay, perfect. Now, is there anything that else, because we're just going to slowly wrap up here, is there anything else that you want to add or anything that I've missed out asking you?
Well, I think that, like, in terms of seed production, in British Columbia, there's a really strong movement around increasing seed production throughout British Columbia. On the Centre Vancouver Island Seed Savers Network is a group of people who are also interested in sharing and understanding more information about producing more seed for the island, particularly for people who are farmers and doing agriculture in this area. So there's networks that people can get plugged into depending on where they are in their seed adventures. And so whether they're doing backyard stuff or if they're producing on a commercial scale, then there's resources that are available for them to get involved with.
And again, if there's any questions, they can just always go to the Food Share on the Pine Street there. So.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, wow, this is so good because we hear so much about, our food just, it's just not healthy anymore. It's making us sick, so it's really, really important. So I'm so glad you came here and to give us more information about this. So thank you, Jen and
Great.
Craig.
Thank you.
Now back to Andrew.
Thanks, Tara. I am here with local Vancouver Island-based band Gold and Shadow. I'm here with Dane Letourneau, Jesse Jansen, Wes Holmes, and Brandon Clark. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Awesome. You guys have played some great tunes so far. I can't wait to hear the rest of them.
Thanks.
Who is Gold and who is Shadow?
Well, I can't answer that question, but I can tell you that Gold and Shadow is a name that we kind of came up with to describe the beauty of where we live on Vancouver Island.
Awesome, awesome. And now, being in the band, there's a lot of different roles that you guys take on. There's social media, there's selling the tickets, there's promoting the shows and everything like that. Who sweeps the floors? Who does the dishes in the band?
Yeah. Well, you definitely have people that have their strengths in certain areas. So I find myself looking at the bigger picture, looking at where we're going and what we might want to do in the future. Someone like Jesse is really great at, if we're working on a drum fill or a specific in a song, he's really great at making that happen. And someone like Brandon here is really fantastic at doing social media and Twitter and keeping people updated on what we're up to.
Excellent. So you work together to make it happen. That's great. And all bands need to do that.
Yeah.
So,
the unfortunate part is when it gets all placed on one person's shoulders. So
it is.
Try to avoid that.
What are you implying?
Right on. And so my friend Maggie tells me that if you're in a bar, the way to tell who's in the band is by who wears the tightest pants. So who wears the tightest pants in the band?
There's a hierarchy, actually. I think I'm on top, followed by Wes Holmes, Brandon Clark, and Dane's still learning how to be in a band.
Yeah, I'm working on it, okay?
Your live show, obviously, you're playing some acoustic stuff tonight, but when you play your full-on rock shows, what can people expect from it?
Yeah, we love to present a really good show, and we're definitely more of a rock band live. So if you check us out, expect like Radiohead kind of sound with lots of dynamics. So we like to play sometimes really loud and sometimes quiet and focusing on the lyrics. So check it out. It's pretty dynamic. It's pretty cool. And the new show we've got planned for some of these upcoming dates is really, really cool. We think everyone will love it.
Excellent. How can people find your music?
I'd highly recommend Facebook. We're always on there, as are you and everyone else. So jump on our Facebook at facebook.com/goldenShadow. We'll have updates and all that. And if you want to hear us, the best way to get our music is to go to our Bandcamp, goldandshadow.bandcamp.com. And most of it's free, actually. So
perfect.
Go and grab it.
Perfect. And where are you guys playing in the next little while?
So immediately upcoming, Feb 23rd, that's Saturday, we're playing at the Canby, 10 p.m. With our friend David Ward from Vancouver, super talented guy. And then we're also playing Sunday, Feb 24th at Shars Landing. You can catch us kind of in this acoustic configuration March 16th at the Buzz Coffee House, the brand new one. And then a really cool big rock show with Atlas Collapses and the Body Politic is planned for Nanaimo Center Stage April 5th. So that'll be colossal.
A lot of places to see these guys. Definitely, you're gonna definitely want to check them out. I'll be there on Saturday for sure. It's gonna be fun.
Sweet.
I'm gonna throw a question out there. If there's any band that you could ever play with in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
Can we have a group huddle first?
No, you can. No, you can. On the spot. Come on.
We really like Everything from the UK right now.
Everything.
They're sick. We'd love to play a show with them, but they're across a few different oceans.
Right.
So could
maybe one
be
day.
difficult.
Maybe one day it'll happen. Well, thanks guys so much for being here.
Yeah.
Gold and Shadow. Check them out online. Check them out on Facebook. And you're gonna play another song for us?
Yeah. It's called Creature Down.
Right on. Take it away, guys. Thanks.
While I stand watch, I take watch. It's your small bed of ashes. Compliance has followed from sorrow, mechanical and all. Heavy lifting, please. This could never be. By count the freckles on your cheek. While I stand watch, idle by, count the freckles on your cheek. Why the sheer weight of a mattress and a mentally matching ills, you lay your head back down. You gave up nothing but your crown. These mentally matching ills, you lay your head back down.
That was awesome. Thank you, Golden Shadow. That was really wonderful. I'm here today with Kathy True from True Believers, and she is a Reiki master. Welcome, Kathy. Thank you for being here with me. We've already started a little bit of this earlier. And explain a little bit about what Reiki is.
Okay, the word Reiki means universal energy. And that's all I'm working with. It's like I'm working with the love vibes.
They're great vibes.
Yeah, they are. They're very
energies.
healing, and they're very relaxing. And I don't want to talk too much because I just want to get to it.
Okay. And no, we've started already.
We started over there.
With
yes.
my chakras.
Yes. I was educating her on chakras because those are the areas that I'm going to be, I'll educate you all on chakras. These are the areas that I'm going to be working with. And I'm going to give her a couple of things to have in her hand because I have very high vibrations. I'm not only Usui Reiki master, I've channeled a whole other Reiki system, which is very, very powerful, and I don't want her up on the ceiling. So I'm giving her this black glass rock, and that, believe it or not, is going to help ground her.
And I need the grounding.
And she needs the grounding, and this is a rose quartz, and that's for loving, healing energy. Very popular with animals, and kids love that one. And this one's a chameleon, and that's, take that one anyways. That one's for emotion.
This one's my favorite. It's absolutely amazing.
That's her favorite.
It is my favorite.
And so I'm going to tilt her back, and hopefully the chair is going to stay there.
Okay. I hope so too. Here we go.
Remember, can you?
My energies are already here too, by the way.
Can you?
Oh.
Okay.
Am I good? Am I good?
Yes,
right.
yeah, you're good.
Okay.
And so I am going to, you're not good. No, you're good.
No.
Here,
Okay.
I'll hold it. There,
Okay.
there it is. So we usually kind of rub our hands together to get the energy going. And you close your eyes, and I know that's hard because it's like the sun, it's like the sunlight in here. And I'm just going to begin by holding my hands on her top chakra. And because we kind of rehearsed this earlier so that she could actually feel what it felt like. What people usually feel is heat. Heat and a little tingle. You were feeling that tingle?
I am. I am feeling a tingle.
You're feeling the tingle?
I am.
I know, I have magic hands.
It's like tiny little fingers.
No, an actual Reiki session is like an hour, and we have 5 minutes, but I'm pretty powerful, so it's going to happen. And so that's her, this is like your connection to heaven, so to speak.
Okay.
And this one here is your third eye, and that's the one that the East Indian ladies always have, that little beanie thing in there.
Eye.
That's your inner knowledge,
okay.
right?
Yes,
And that's kind of where your intuition lives.
Okay.
And you have a pretty good intuition, right? I can feel that.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. I know you do, right? So, as we're going along, if you're feeling anything that you want to share, you can share it, and if you don't want to, you don't have to.
Well, I felt my energy earlier, and it was incredible. My left hand just started shaking, and I don't normally shake. And it just kept on shaking.
Yeah, that was energy moving through her
it's pretty amazing.
after the little teeny-weeny session that we did. And so the throat chakra, this is about speaking your truth, and it's very often blocked in women, but hers was pretty good.
That's good.
Yours was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then?
And I'm making noises. Yeah, when I connect to energy, I make noises. I was hoping that it wouldn't happen, but it is happening a little bit, right?
Okay.
Because I have very powerful energy, and what I'm doing is I'm reading your energy with my energy, and then I'm clearing your chakras, of which there are 7 guys, and
then what's my next chakra? That's my next chakra.
this is your heart chakra.
My heart chakra.
Each chakra's got a color, and this one is green. Okay. So, are we feeling anything there?
Not yet. No, I'm warm. I'm feeling
Yeah, I'm
really,
warm
really
too.
warm.
And the energy is flowing besides these hot lights. Yeah. Oh, okay. We're going to continue doing this as people go on and do other things.
Okay.
So by the time you guys come back, she's going to be very relaxed.
I will be very relaxed.
I'll have to tickle you with a feather to wake you up, because I do want you to be relaxed.
Okay. And what's my next chakra?
The solar plexus. Remember, we were talking about that one. That one is your willpower.
That's right.
Yeah. And yeah, we're doing good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
How did you get into this?
Well, I was very unhealthy myself. I had asthma, and I was having seizures, and I had fibromyalgia. My health was the shit, so to speak. It was really bad. And I was introduced to this, and I started to use it on myself, and well, I'm much better now. I couldn't go up a flight of stairs before. Yeah.
That's amazing, Kathy.
Yeah, and
that's amazing.
I've known that it helps a lot of people. It helps my son, animals, plants. You can use it on anything. It's very cool.
What we're going to do is we're going to go to Joan right now. We're going to continue doing this.
Yes.
And we're going to go to Joan on our main set.
Oh man, it's barely able to even speak over there, I tell you. Her chakras are being cleared. And while that's happening, we're over here with Cassidy Peterson, and she is on a whole different level. She's very dynamic, and she's a student at NDSS. And you're going to be going to Ottawa in the summertime. But before you do that, you're going to be involved in some other things. You're a student, and you're going to be attending the Forum for Young Canadians in Ottawa. That's on the 17th of March. And then you're also going to be a candidate for Model UN in April, and that's at Shawnigan Lake School. So those are two different things that we're going to talk about. So tell me about Model UN, first of all.
Model UN is it's a conference where you can range from like a couple hundred to, the last one I went to had over 800 delegates. And you go in the position of a country on one of the committees of the UN, and you research a set of topics that relate to the committee. Like last time I was on the League of Nations, so it was a historical committee, and we did the Armenian massacres and women's labor policies. And it was
so it's basically something to do with Canada, something that represents your country?
UN. So like my country, and the last one was Norway, and I represented Norway's position on the Armenian massacres in the League of Nations. And that one was at the Hyatt Regency in Vancouver.
So there's a lot of research involved in that.
Yeah, there's like a pre-research, and you have to write a paper.
You have to write a paper. So you've obviously prepared for this. I mean,
yes.
So there was something that you were doing before you actually, got involved in this, and then you were selected from the, so one of 300 delegates, you were saying, and you're going to be going to the Young Canadians. The Forum for Young Canadians.
Yes.
I just have to keep that straight. So I've got two different things going on here. And so tell me about that and what you're going to be doing there going on March 17th.
Well, I think I might be leaving the day before. I'm not entirely positive. And then
so being there by March 17th would be a good thing.
It's a parliamentary adventure, and I get to do things like there's going to be a cabinet simulation and like an election simulation. We have to have a practice election, and we have the opportunity to have dinner with like MPs and senators, and it's going to be really exciting.
Oh, that's great. So you get a little bit of the experience, and they're actually involved. And you were saying there's 300, and then you have 3 weeks.
There's 3 separate sessions. I'm going in the second session, which is on March 17. There's one a week before and one a week after. Each session has 100 students, so in total it's 300 going.
Right, so it's quite a privilege because this is from
really
all across
exciting.
Canada that you're invited to come. So tell me a little bit about why you got involved and how you got involved in this, because you were saying that one of the other students that or your friend got you the application, but they must have known that you were interested already.
Well, this friend of mine, we go to Model United Nations together, so he knows that I'm interested in this kind of stuff, and he knew he was applying. So he got me an application too from Student Council, and we applied together, and we both got in.
That's great. So now, as far as people that are coming up and they're maybe not teenagers yet and they're still in school and they're thinking, hey, this is kind of a cool thing to do, what kinds of things did you do to prepare? What are the things that were most important for you?
You have to pay attention in school, obviously, and you pay attention to what's going on in the community. And like in your school, like even though if you're not directly involved, to like know people who are involved and like listen to the announcements and just hear about these things. And like be on the ball if you want to apply. Like Forum has like a deadline. Everything you do will have a deadline, and you want to meet the deadline and be on the ball.
So you have to have some good writing skills and maybe some good verbal skills.
If you're in my brother's in the 4th grade, he should probably hone his reading and writing skills before he does this kind of thing.
Right. Okay. So you've got all these things that you have as background.
Yeah.
So now, we're just going to be wrapping up now. People can find out more by getting in touch with you.
Yes.
And so you're willing to talk to people about what it is that you're doing if they're interested in the program as well.
Absolutely.
That's great. Well, we're really excited to, we're behind you as you go and represent. It's really great to see people your age that are involved on a political level like this. And so we're going to encourage other people to do that as well. Thanks very much for being with me. And we're going to go back and see Anna in case, maybe she's fallen asleep. I don't know. But we're going to see what's happening over there with Anna.
Well, thank you, Joan. I'm not sleeping yet.
In fact, I'm going to bring her up so we can talk a little bit.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow. I'm still shaking a little bit. I can certainly feel it. The energies. Now, Kathy, what are the uses for Reiki? Because
oh my gosh, there's so many.
I know you were talking about blockages and your chakras.
Well, a good example is I had asthma. This was all blocked.
Right, okay.
And I was so bad I couldn't even go up a flight of stairs. And I was on heavy medication, I was on prednisone, all this stuff. And my friend came along and said, "Can I put my hands on your chest?" And I thought, well, okay, well, fine. And it stopped. My asthma attack stopped. And then so another time she did the second time, and I said, whatever it is you're doing, I want. So you can heal physical issues.
Right.
And I'm not saying that you're going to go back to the way you were when you were 19, but there will be a degree of improvement.
Okay.
And as far as emotional stuff, it helps relieve all that stress and emotion that one feels. Do you not feel relaxed?
I do. I feel very relaxed, actually. I feel very warm, too.
Yes, you do. You feel warm because all that is.
And I'm not shaking nearly as much as I was before.
That's good. And you can use it on plants. I have a project called it's called a long distance healing for horses, and I work with horses in Australia and New Zealand, California and Florida, and they're all on shelters, and the people call me up and they say such and such has a problem, and I say, okay, I'm sending the healing, and I tell them what time it is, and boom.
And that comes through the energies.
Yeah, it travels to Australia.
That's amazing.
Every one of the horses have gotten better.
That's
I can't be
incredible.
attached to what happens. That's if I say, well, I want this to happen and this to happen, it's not going to happen. I just have to send it, and it happens. And I work with some dog shelters and stuff down in the States as well. So
And you also mentioned that you do charts as well.
Yeah, well, that's my pendulum charts, and we sure don't have time for that.
And the pendulum as well with the chakras you were mentioning as well.
Yeah, I can find out using the pendulum if your chakras are blocked and things like that too.
And would you be able to help unblock them, obviously, and that's what
Most certainly.
That's what the purpose of Reiki is.
Yeah, that's the purpose of Reiki, and there's all different levels, and all you really need to get started, of course, is level 1. And the more you use it, and the more you use it, the better it gets. But I've been doing it now for 18 years.
Wow.
But before that, I was a nurse, so I was doing it, and I didn't even know I was doing it because we all have that healing energy when we touch a newborn baby and stuff. It's just the Reiki amplifies that. And there's many, many ways.
And Kathy, you also have a website, right?
I have a website,
and truebelievers.com, is that correct?
That's it, but it's T-R-E-W, not the
tricky. Well, that's your last name.
Yes, it is.
True.
And it's
very true.
It's a nice website because I didn't design this one. I'm not technical.
And now, what else do we do then? Because we didn't quite finish our Reiki here with me. So, what can I expect to?
You can expect to feel more of what you got because we did some over there and we did a little bit over here, right? Usually, if people come for Reiki, I would ask them what it is they would like to work on.
And then go from there.
Because you can't put that on the plate saying, this is what I want to work on.
Right, which is something I didn't quite do.
No, but that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. This isn't really that conducive to an actual Reiki session. When you go in and have it, it's very relaxing. And
well, you know what? I'm going to have to come.
Yeah, you better.
Come and have a proper one. Thank you so much, Kathy. I
gotta ask
it was
you,
incredible.
Tell me,
it's
how
incredible.
do you feel now?
I feel great.
Yeah?
I do.
You look really relaxed.
This is really cozy.
You know, I was thinking that Kathy should probably be set up here on a regular basis.
And do
bring the recliner, maybe even set up by my desk.
Oh,
I think that would
you
be.
may have to move from your desk. You know.
That's okay. That's okay. That sounds good to me. And
no, it's wonderful. These are incredible. It's helped me be grounded because I was shaking before, and as soon as I held the glass ball, I stopped shaking.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really incredible what you do. The power of thought, too.
It is.
It is your intention because I know I'm a reflexologist, and in reflexology it works differently, and I'm going, how can it work here this way, and it works this way, and acupuncture goes this way, and it's like what your intent is and what you've learned as well helps it along. But the power of intent and the power of love and healing.
Awesome.
I couldn't do this if I was full of rage and everything else like that. It wouldn't work.
No. And I could just imagine the energies coming from me, too.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you're nice and calm and cozy. I'm not going to interrupt you or make you get up or anything. That pretty much brings us to the end of the show, though.
Yeah,
it flew by for you, didn't it? Yeah. We want to thank everybody that was involved today, all our guests that were on the show, all our many volunteers, because this entire production is primarily run by volunteers. So if you're interested in volunteering, you can give Melissa Hall a call, contact her. The email information will all be on the screen momentarily. We also want to thank our sponsors, Dodd's Furniture for our set, as well as Thrifty Foods for our crew meals. And now it's time for one more song from Gold and Shadow. It is called Fortuna.
Spent a single cent, still I'm not free. I still worry and obsess about these things, and so I cling, yeah, so I cling, so I
Dodd's Furniture's The Show is brought to you by Dodd's Furniture and Mattress.